Hi everybody, it's Lasha from L&L Soul Sisters. If you go to the community page, you will find the link to everything on Royal Pushback Aftermath. And my live channel is Lasha Rojenko, and I will be going live on December the 22nd, and I put out a short today in reference to the topic. So instead of a long introduction, because they can go on and on for about 5 minutes, and if I tend to ramble and you get bored, I promise you that if you scoot the red line over in about 5 minutes, the rambling is over. Okay, why am I bringing up leaving Neverland now? Because this happened, well, it happened years and years and years ago, but I watched Leaving Neverland, I bet you 5 times. And if anybody doesn't know what my cause is, you're just going to have to dig into my videos and find out. So, with what happened, I had the time to investigate all of this stuff. And of course, at the time, I didn't even know how to start a Google account. So, I've come a long way. I just wish that people were interested in listening to the power of words, the power of somebody's thoughts, without necessarily seeing them physically or putting up pictures all the time. Because if I'm talking about Leaving Neverland and Michael Jackson, everybody has seen every little piece of footage. And I just want to talk about Leaving Neverland, why it's very important never to forget Leaving Neverland, and how it ties into, in my opinion, very obtuse and, in my opinion, not very gracious behavior on Owen's part, and how exploitative she is. I put up a short about Lisa Marie Presley and a little bit of their videos, and I went back and I watched some old Oprah footage, Michael Jackson footage, Lisa Marie Presley, God rest her soul. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that she passed away. Oh, just unbelievable. And what made me sad was when I was listening to and I remember listening to the entirety of that video. So everything I'm telling you right now and everything that I'm saying is completely impromptu. And if I sniffle a lot, it is because it's cold and my eyes run. And sometimes I don't like to get gussied out in front of the camera. But MJ, I stand with Wade Robson and I stand with James Safechuck. So just to let you know in advance, this will be maybe 5 more minutes. And at the end of the 5 minutes, I'll tell you my treat to everybody. And I'm going to leave a quiz on L&L Soul Sisters on the community page. So if you found this on Royal Pushback Aftermath or L&L Soul Sisters, either way, go to L&L Soul Sisters, and I'm going to put a quiz out, or people who think, was MJGRNG or NG, meaning guilty or not guilty, in your mind. And I don't want to talk about the cases from years ago because it has no bearing on Leaving Neverland, Oprah, the connections with Jay. Oh, what a sneeze. At any rate, I remember when this came out, and I remember there were a lot of podcasts that were first starting. Like, I listened to Psychology in Seattle, that HD3, his name's Ethan, and he has a Spanish girlfriend. And when I started to watch him 9 years ago, I don't even know what subscribers and all of that meant back then in 2017. And now he's doing amazing. I still love Kirk Honda. There were a lot of channels that, at any rate, and they would go into deep dives of psychology and so on and so on. And I think it's one of those things where, how do you separate the person from the artist, or whatever your opinion is, the crime or the artist? Can you listen to the music again? Is it right to do that? When Jimmy Savile was caught and people came forward, that he was immortalized with a statue like Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. And I have lots of footage of shorts on that, but I remember listening to people say that they thought Wade Robson and James Safechuck were paid actors. And then Taj Jackson came out, the poor kid, fighting against these allegations. And then you have his daughter, Paris, and I'm not saying anything. It doesn't matter. And why is this important still? Because powerful people are still getting away with powerful things and a lot of corruption. I'm just going to leave it at that for something for you to gnaw on. And part 3, I'll put out a little bit tomorrow, and part 4, which will be December the 22nd, live at Lasha Rajenko 6907. And I'll be going live 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I want to have a discussion. And I want to know what your opinions are, because when you look at something, 8 years ago or 7 years ago, and you look back on it now, has your opinion or perspective changed? It's almost another decade. And there's a lot of things that have happened in the last 10 years, and there's a lot of cover-ups that have been unveiled, like the Sackler family, the Empire of Pain, Painkiller on Netflix, Dope Sick on Paramount, so many unsealings. And people would say, well, why haven't more men come forward? It is very hard for men to do that. And I also want to talk about the fact that what somebody offends, when somebody offends, it's called P, and when they don't offend, it's called Elia, not Isle. So there's a difference. And believe it or not, there are men and women out there who do not want to offend. But for instance, in Canada, if you go to your psychiatrist and say, oh, I need help with this, I don't want to do anything, they legally have to call the cops. And I want to do some more research because I found a Canadian doctor that has two facilities. I believe one is in Sweden and one is in Toronto or New Brunswick somewhere. And there's maybe 300 people between the two homes. And they all wanted to be hormonally, you know, I don't like that Castro oil. Never made me feel better. But at any rate, that's what I have to say right now. This is about 11 minutes. I hope you enjoy it. Give this podcast a chance. This podcast. Yeah, give the podcast a chance. Give this podcast on Ubi a chance, loves and lovies. Okay, keep care of yourselves, and I'll do the same. I never do a retake, ever. Good night, good night, good night.